Hi everyone, it's Stefe and welcome to my channel. So today we are going to be doing a getting ready with me look. I'm going to do this a little bit different where I'm not going to show you the whole steps of the process. I'm just going to talk about what makeup I'm using. I'm going to pause the video, I'm going to apply it, and then move on to the next step. I will show you one eye on camera and the other eye I will do off camera. That way you don't have to sit there and watch the whole thing, and we can keep this video real nice and short because I don't want to do real long videos, and I'm trying to figure out a good way to get my makeup application process on for you guys so you can see it without it being too much. So I will show you the color story in a minute before we get started, and you will go ahead and see the look we created today, which is this. I think it is very pretty. The only shimmer we have is right here in the corner of the eye and along the bottom waterline area. So I also did use some mascara on my bottom lash. I usually don't do that, and I usually don't wear gloss, but I thought for this look, it just really looked. But I wanted something that was more springy, kind of more Easter vibes. So I wanted to give this a try and see what we think. But I think it looks really cute. So, all right, on to the video. Okay, so here's how we're going to do this. I have my color story ready, and I will show you my swatches in a minute. But what we're going to do is I'm going to do each step. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do, and then I'm going to pause the video and do it so you don't have, this doesn't become a really long process of me putting on my makeup. When we get to the eyes, I will slow down and show you guys one eye as I go through, and then we'll continue back on with just showing you guys the steps afterwards. But this is going to be our color story today. So I'm going to cover this up so you can see what we're going to do, and on the bottom, that is our lip. So let me see how it looks. You can still see it in the light, but that is our color story for today. So that's what we're going to be doing. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with my primer, which I am a little bit prepared for this, but not super prepared. And I'll just list off the products as I go through. The e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer right here. This I have used a lot, as you can see. It's like almost gone. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on, and then we'll continue to our next step. Alright, so next is foundation. You guys have seen my foundation in a different video. This is the e.l.f. Flawless Satin Foundation in the shade Natural. And I am going to be using one of the Luxie Beauty sponges. As you can see from a makeup trial, that powder didn't come out. I didn't wash this. I did wet it overnight, so it is a lot softer. I might just have to do that with these. But I'm going to go ahead and put my foundation on next. Okay, so foundation is on. I did find out that this sponge did work better after I wetted it. So this is what it looks like afterwards. Just showing you that. So our next step is going to be concealer. Again, I have shown this on camera before too. This is the L'Oreal True Match. And this is in the shade Fair to Light, and it is a neutral. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on, and then we'll blend that in. Alright, so now we are going to do setting powder. So for my setting powder, I have the e.l.f. Perfect Finish HD powder. This is in the shade Translucent, so I'm going to go ahead and use that. Alright, so next we are going to start doing the eyes. So I'm going to try to scoot a little bit closer here. And we're going to go in with the e.l.f. eyelid primer, and this is in the shade Sheer. So just in case you guys didn't see it in one of my last videos, this is what the applicator looks like, you know. So I'm going to go ahead and do this real quick, and then we'll start with the eyeshadows. Okay, so eyelids are primed. Again, this is our color story that we are going for right here. So let me show you what we have in the pan, and then we will go ahead and get started. So the Profusion Mattes palette, I'm going to keep using this until I get another colorful palette, so bear with me, guys. So we have the shades Go Girl and Devoted that we are going to use. Those are right here and right above. So the Devoted is going to be our transitions color, and then the Go Girl will be the main color on the lid for the outside of the crease. And then we're going to go in with the Ace Beauty Vintage Dawn palette, and we're going to go in with this Daybreak shade, and then this, what is this called? This Sun shade, which is a shimmer. Let me see if you can see it. There, now you can see it. So we're going to go in with those two. We're going to use the yellow on the inner part of the eye, and then we're going to use the Sun shade as like a little highlight right here. And then we'll probably put some highlighter on the top. So let's go in right away. Let me find the brush that I want. I'm going to take this big fluffy brush to do my transition for my eye. Like I said, I'm only going to do one part on camera and one part off, so there'll be a lot of pausing during this video. So this, we're just going to put a wash on. Any extra I have, I can buff out and clean up later. But this will be our transition shade, so I really want to make sure that I'm blending that in nicely. Try to get that out of the corner of my eye there. There, just a little wash of color. So I'm going to go ahead and do the other eye, and then we'll move on to our next step. So next we're going to go in with that darker magenta shade Go Girl. This is what we have so far. We're going to tap that in at the corner of the eye. Here comes the fallout, ladies. And do a little bit above the crease. Oh boy! We're going to be cleaning this up. Definitely. Okay, so I did wipe up some of that fallout with a makeup wipe, but it did take some of my foundation off, so I'm going to have to go back and fix that. I always forget with this palette to start with the palette first, so that's my problem, and that's on me, but what can you do? Okay, so now we're going to take another brush, and we're going to go in to our other palette in this Daybreak shade. And that's going to go on the other side of the crease. I'm thinking, do we need to go in with a primer? Yeah, we're going to go ahead and cut the crease. Let me do that first. Okay, so now we are ready to dip into that yellow shade. I think that looks a little bit better. Trying to get the yellow up here more on top of this pink. So there is what we have so far. Okay, so next we are going to go in with that Sun shade in the corner of the eye. I'm just going to grab some of that. You can see it, it's just very subtle. Okay, so I usually don't do my bottom line on my eye, but I did. I'm not sure if you can really see that or not, but I did do it. So now I'm just going to go through with some concealer, and I'm going to kind of clean up my face and fix it, and then we'll move on to our next step, which is going to be bronzer. Okay, now that that disaster is cleaned up, next time I will do my eyes first. I apologize. I always forget because usually when I do my makeup just for a regular day when I work, I don't put eyeshadow on. So it's always just normal for me to put my primer and stuff on and my base right away. But we're going to go in with the Wander Beauty Trip for Two. I do use this bronzer because I do like the way that it looks on my skin. So I'm going to show you that. There it is right there. And this is in the shade Costa Rica. So I'm going to put that on. So next we're going to go in with highlighter. I have the Too Faced Diamond Highlighter. So I'll show you that. This I got from one of my boxes. Also the Wander Beauty I got from one of my boxes. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on my brow bone and on my other areas. Actually, wait. Before I do this, let's do blush. Before I forget. So this is NYC New York Color, which I don't even think they make anymore. Blush in West Side Wine. I do like a good dark blush, so I'm going to put that on. My apologies, I got things mixed up today. It is early. Okay, so now we can go in with our highlighter. And for doing the brows, I use this little brush right here to do under my brow bone. And then I just use this brush because it says on it shader. That's why I use it. I'm not sure if this is supposed to be for contour, but it's pretty small. So I'm going to go ahead and put this like right here, and then on my brow bone and my nose and a little bit on my chin. Okay, so now we're going to do the brows. I have the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer, and this is in the shade Light Brunette. So I'm going to go ahead and use that. I don't use the spoolie on here because I have found these do tend to break off. So I actually have my own spoolie that came with this brush. So that's what I use most of the time because I find out it works better. And also now that I have this brow and lash gel, they both have spoolies on there. So I do use those too. So I'm just going to go ahead and pencil these in just so we can get some definition going on here. I feel like it's definitely needed. So give me a second. I'll be right back. Next is eyeliner. So I have the L'Oreal Flash Cat Eye. So I'm going to go ahead and use that. I do want to show you the tip of this. It is very easy to use, but it's also very easy to mess up. So you have to be careful with this one. But this is the tip. Can we see it? There we go. So it is a felt tip. It is very defining and it is nice. So I'm going to go ahead and use that, and we're going to get some wings going on here. Alright, so that's on. Now next I'm going to go in with the e.l.f. Clear Brow Lash and Mascara. I've been using this for about a week and I do enjoy it. I think it does make my brows a little bit darker, and it also helps keep my lashes more curled and in line because I usually don't use an eyelash curler just because my lashes do have a natural kind of lift to them already. If I curl them too much, they like curl all the way upwards like this, and that really doesn't look good. So I really don't need the eyelash curler, but I am going to go, oh, did you see the bird back there? I just saw that. Hello, squirrel, wow. Sorry guys. All right, I'm going to put this on. So next we have the NYX On the Rise Volume Mascara. I do really like this one because the wand is different. So as you can see, the wand on one side has a little dip in it, and on the other side, it's just completely straight. I usually use the straight part of it, but I really like what it does for my lashes. So let's put that on. Okay, so we have that on. Our next step is our facial mist, which I am going to do on camera because it is so quick. This is the e.l.f. Matte Magic Mist and Set. And I do use a lot of it. So all together, this is what we have for the look. I mean, I think the eyes are very pretty. Blending skills, well, this yellow just didn't blend. It just didn't do it for me. So now next is going to be, oh, here's our lip. I couldn't find it. So this is a L'Oreal Paris lip. I can't really tell you much more else about it because it doesn't say. I can't see the shade, but this is like on the color story right here. This is this orchid pinky kind of shade. These lipsticks are really creamy, and I do enjoy a creamy lipstick, but you often have to reapply with it. We're going to try it just plain because this is a matte, and then we're going to see if we need to put lip gloss on top of it. So let's put it on and see. So here it is matte. I think that it would do very well matte, but we're going to try a gloss on top just to see how this looks. Okay, so for lip gloss, I have the Wet n Wild Mega Slicks lip gloss, and this is in the shade Crystal Clear. I have used this with my magenta lipstick that I wear to work every day. So it is a little bit pink because of that. I will say this one is a little bit tacky. It's not very slippery. I wouldn't recommend buying it, but it was very cheap. So we're just going to pop that on top real quick. And that is the finished look. What do we think? Does it look good? If you want to see more videos like this, let me know. If you did like it, leave it a like. If you are new, please subscribe. And I will see you guys next time.